And welcome back. Northstar here with another episode of HOI4 Gotterdammerung Let's Play. Now, Soviet Union, I think, is about to start their own faction. I did go through a attempt to record this previously, messed up in a number of issues, including not naming the faction I created, and there's no way to rename it, and create a faction with the Soviet Union, which in that version at least they started creating a faction. They probably will here again. And besides not wanting a faction named, insert your faction name here, I was thinking about it, and I don't know, where's the fun without a little risk in life? They can't do this focus, International Revolutionary Marxism, if they're not a faction leader or not a faction. And they need to get enemies of the people, which lets them invade their neighbors. I probably actually want them to do that. I'm not going to be able to flip Poland. They have too much ideology drift towards non-aligned to be able to do it via the decision. I'll have them attack like German Finland, but at that point I'll be in a faction with them anyways, and that's on the other side of the Civil War, regardless. If I'm not in faction, that'll probably let me join their faction. And I really don't mind them attacking Iran, Afghanistan, the Guanzi clique, which has somehow come to own what was Sinkion, Manchuria, or Turkey. Turkey's a little iffy. Romania might end up joining their faction after they found it, but what if the timing is just right? And heck, maybe I'll join their faction, help them in these wars, and carve off some puppets. The fact of the matter is it's already 1941. Nukes will probably be coming out in 44, 45, 46. I mean, the US, with their limited intervention route, they actually do the Manhattan Project ahead of history by a lot. You can see it here. So, and they've had that spirit for a while. I prefer not to be fighting too much or at all in the area of lots of nuclear weapons. So if I want to have the industry to potentially face down the US and do it in a reasonable time, I need the Soviets to take. There's not much industry in these territories, but there is some, and it's past time that things get snowballing a little more. I redesigned some templates, created a version, changed the symbols so that I could tell what was what. And the stars now just divisions have anti-air guns, which can be useful with some of the enemy tactical bombers that in CAS that are operating. Last time around this, I got too political, even for my own tendencies. I went to deep dives talking about stuff like food was highly subsidized in the Soviet Union, and was that a response to the Great Famine, a reform to make sure that people never starved again? Because they actually relied on market mechanisms for distribution of food. Not everything in the Soviet Union was state controlled. I think around 200 select products, mostly heavy industrial products like machinery, because the point was to try and prevent there from being a bourgeois class that owned capital, factories, mines. So like most machinery production was done by the state, but a lot of things were actually still made via limited private enterprise, workers, co-ops, stuff like that. And food was one of them, but it was subsidized because it was thought to be imperative that everyone have enough food to eat. What time did that come into being? How does that relate to things like the U.S. putting embargo on Cuba today, which is causing hunger, or people starving and who are sweatshop laborers in India? I got way too deep in this stuff. So you know, there's videos about that, and maybe I'll do some of my political talk videos, but I'm not gonna bore you guys with that or distract too much, or you won't watch this, and then it'll be pointless. Changed who's assigned to what division a little. Tried to get some more of the divisions I actually see combat. The motorized under this guy. Cancel this attack. They were, I think, getting ambushed. Their tactic was getting counteracted. And it was under this guy. I switched to him, and to draw a new battle line, I had to call off the attack anyways. And I don't mind that because you know, they'll be better led, might get better tactics. Might want to wind these, wear these guys down because I'm not going to likely be able to overrun them or encircle them anytime soon. Held off the division here. Let's move west because I'm leaving these guys train for a little longer, and if they get attacked, I want to be able to attack the attackers. Well, anyways, I'm going to keep this video short-ish, probably, so hopefully I don't make any really stupid mistakes that ruin the whole thing again. And I'm going to try and focus on moving things along, but also little raids and stuff just to score some hits on me. Well, this is new. I don't remember doing that before. Is it just... Looks like it's just air supply, and then they have fighters to protect it. Okay, not such a big deal. These divisions could use anti-air guns the most, but they don't have any way to resupply, so it shouldn't change the template yet. Let's see. Yeah, I just need to get there sooner and start reorganizing. Changing this to pawns has made it more obvious I was attacking with infantry brigades, which are not optimal for that purpose, but don't have a ton of choice, really. I gotta take up to Luneberg to re-establish supply lines. There we go. Now they've arrived. I did start another air wing deploying because I realized I really can't afford to be too min-maxy optimal. So I got one of the 109Hs that will start training. I know about the rubber. I could buy a couple rubber from the Soviets. With the losses to trade, that might lead to an extra 10% of the factories disappearing, on top of what disappears from my consumer good fraction, which is unavoidable. But exchange for that, I'm getting about 15% of a mil for the loss of 10% of a civ that's past consumer goods fraction on my part. So it's worth it, I think. And I hope the Soviets develop. They have broad, expanses. Territory take forever. What? Siam. Oh, that's no, the Soviet Union, not Siam. Store up a little oil. I should restart it. I don't like buying oil from anything but early in a day because you pay a whole day's factory costs and you only get the oil at the end. Send those guys all in there. There's a little bit of local supply from even these planes. Forces them to push to attack instead of defending. At some point I'll be glad I took that province. Here I'm gathering men. The red divisions be switched probably to green for attack because this guy is infantry leader. One more breakthrough. But Hell is my best planner. Eberhard Hell. So get some plan bonuses. They can actually get them over here. There aren't spies. Switch these tanks, which are going nowhere, to the guy who's entrenchment. He's an old guard, so he can trench better than most. So that I could assign some actual motorized to the guy who's a cavalry specialist. In fact, I'm going to rename this Cav Leader. Just to make it clear. Cav Expert. If I forget, pushing on that. You get shocked without Manstein countering, that's good. So one fight. I did notice these guys, they push to Wurtzberg and easily get surrounded. Fortunately, there's no way to not know ahead of time that's happened. I'm redoing this, but still need to make sure to react quickly. Because, I take this force behind them, then they're in Wurtzberg, then I can attack from any direction. They die with no province to retreat to available. Should be quite painful for them. So I think I explained before, I'm pulled these guys across the river. The tank and everything, they're not gonna have the easiest time holding there. And there's a risk of the divisions going around them to these hills. Just pull back to where I can defend. Yeah, I added line of forts there. Should probably do at least one in Hamburg as well. Mostly out of build slots in places where the infrastructure isn't all messed up because combat keeps occurring. I'm not going to be building any more civs, so this is only delaying mill. The earlier I build those, the more I have consumer goods factories. I'm kind of more in a anti-air fort infrastructure phase before I start the final push to get more military factories. Oh, why are they going up there when the line doesn't even extend there? Oh, it does. It's at 2 divisions. I suppose I could make a quick attack on Kustrin. It's not enough close air support by far. No, I did make an improved version of this. Probably need to queue up some casts. Yeah. After the fighters. Trucks must have just finished taking, oh yes, Hamburg. 6 more mil. Shouldn't I be short of rubber? No. Guess not. Alright. That music was just irritating me. Let's get something else going. Not likely to be attacking. These two. So it's gonna dig into this guy. It's got 5 attack skills, so they'll hit a little harder. Oh no, shoot, there. The enemy is moving west here. He is an aggressive assaulter, the other guy isn't. Let's make a quick attack to slow them down. Oh, really? Try and do that without getting counterattacked immediately, will ya, folks? Alright, motorized aren't completely reorganized, but they need to get to that forest. Oh, and they tried to rush a motorized here. These guys still have a little fuel. Tanks just ran out. No, maybe. Well, yeah, one of the motorized never had any. Still. Yeah, they lost there. They even captured a truck from the fight. And they're trying to attack with infantry? Yeah, that's not going to go well. Attacking with infantry into a city when outnumbered. Suicide. Alright. No, they advance all the way to Wurtzberg. They decide to attack here. Should probably all go under him. Where can I pull a division off? these guys, they're not going anywhere. That guy's actually even a better planner. They're all out of fuel. We have one of them, say the 6th. Motorized behind. These guys will go here. This is a perfect opportunity. Take the 75th Infantry south. Still bitter cold, but do that once the other guys arrive. They're getting pounded, but oh well. Strategic redeployments. Very cold out. Now we're gonna see combat. Alright. I know this isn't technically infantry, but almost out of fuel. They act like infantry for the most part, anyhow. Just needs to be on a battle line. I have those tanks rolling to Wurtzberg. It is technically a city, just not urban. If I want to think of it that way. It's my urban expert. Alright. Really trying to take that plains. Take it was a good idea. They wear themselves out attacking. Which gives me more opportunity to push up here. Alright. Of course, they roll the last defense. I don't even think the AI is a preferred tactic of it. They just seem to get lucky a lot. Surfing crits being 2 combats. Works for me. And bloody hell, I forgot about the oil, didn't I? Well. I just finished not but deploying. You can't get plenty bonuses, can they? No. These guys aren't the most organized. Let's see how that goes. Nope. I know about the rubber. Oof. Hungarians aren't even meeting their nation either. What's the chromium? When I just captured their engine. Their engine. Why does it think I have the Thuringen chromium? Oh, because they haven't joined the war yet. That won't last. Now I have to take province here if I'm going to not have the ships scrap, so I do. It's one more reason to do that quick. Alright, when these guys are out of fuel. Still hitting surprisingly hard though. Probably just hasn't updated yet. The harness should fall off after they're out of fuel, I thought. Sorry for the mic tap there. Yes, the Benelux's form. At this point, if I wished, I could create a faction with the Soviets. That faction form my western border makes them feel protected towards me. And the Benelux will eventually attack me, so they're not wrong. I'm weak because I'm in a civil war. But among other things, if I faction with them, they'll roll right over these puppets. Or at least they were before, and they should be still doing industrial focuses. That want to prevent them from adding build slots, but they'll still run the focuses because far enough down their industrial tree they get a research slot. So they'll do it. They'll lose any potential of overriding the build slots. I don't need to interrupt that development quite yet. And the Soviets will eventually attack them anyways, thanks to enemies of the people focus. So I'm just going to leave them alone and do my own thing. Not create a faction, which I think also antagonizes the US, because it generates world tension. That'll only get worse. Already sending anti-communist brigades around the world. I don't need them doing more. Let's get a different soundtrack going here. Oh, they're losing now because it's recognized they don't have fuel. That's enough then. And they really should be under, they can go under the sky because there's probably planning to do. Swap that. So don't get weird stuff with overlapping. Oh, actually, I probably do just fine with this. Yep. No redeployment. Twilight of the Gods. Cool. Enough oil. I'd like to rationalize my rubber. I think I can do the Soviet rubber again. There we go. This will be complete in 2 days. Make it 3. A little less waste. I'll forget about it inevitably. Or a little less overflow. It's not waste, because when you have more than 2 of something like this queued, it just goes in the next one. I need to get these synthetic refineries built in the Rhineland, because I'll be building them in other states eventually too. Like here when I get more build slots from tech. Should get 2 with the next tech, and then either regional industrial integration next tech give me 2 more, at least 1 more. I'm going to need a lot of refineries for my rubber production. In fact, it's just one more reason I probably should have just gone with autarky if I was going to go communist. Grow the economy is better suited for like a democratic Germany, or at least one that's aligned with the British Empire, whatever ideology they do. And the Americans, because if you can't protect your sea lanes through rubber, and also under leadership of the Dutch government, a new alliance comprised of the various Low Countries is formed. Their leaders have voiced the hope that this fledgling alliance will remain neutral in the face of the growing world crisis. Other nations may eventually join it to bolster the strength of this block of neutrality and rationality in the face of the insanity that's gripping the world at present. Yeah, no. It's not neutrality when they have a focus to attack both the British and the Germans, which in a historical game would mean attacking both Axis and allies. The best defense. A human player might exercise discretion, only attack one. And that focus allows them to essentially go to war with either, but an AI will attack both. It is insane. That's the opposite of neutrality. Fighting everyone. Or at least people normally think of as neutrality. These guys haven't yet gotten their extra manpower to man the guns. So they'll be reduced to green. Okay. divisions training forever. Sooner or later, they're going to get attacked. So I'll go under this guy. And start digging in, or rather reorganizing. I believe Prussia's already into the war. Nope, but they will. I'll be in trouble. Actually, no, this guy has defensive tactics, though. He's an aggressive assaulter. Yeah, that's good. They're still trying to stop me from reaching the port here. They didn't do that last time when I messed things up. Then I didn't take this province, you know. Little changes have big effects. But yeah. Not going to be allying with the Soviets immediately, and certainly not going to be creating my own faction name here. I will join the Soviet faction probably, so that they can invade the Middle East a lot sooner. It's worth noting they would eventually do it anyhow, via Comintern Middle East diplomacy, the Southern Thrust. That would give them a diplomatic penalty with France, the US, and UK, but which they don't get, actually, not a permanent one, just a world tension generated from the enemies of the people. But they need to expand, especially with AI being incredibly stupid. They could have done their 5-year plan, but they curtailed the collective farms immediately. There was no Operation Barbarossa going to happen. Of course, I did call them into my war with the Nazis, and that would have interrupted the 5-year plan. If I didn't know the AI was too dumb to do a 5-year plan, I might not have called them in. These guys are getting beat up. Call off this. Have them just sit and defend Hanover. I think out here they're far enough away from Berlin they can actually get a little entrenchment, though not planning. Yeah, that didn't go great, that fight, but you live and you learn. It was worth a shot, I think. Need to concentrate my air support in these fights. And soon I'll take this port in Luneberg, and I'll be in a much better situation of supply with these divisions being able to refuel. I have 2 tank and 2 motorized divisions right next to Luneberg, so as soon as they get fuel, they can take that. I won't want to take Rostock because it will interrupt industrial focuses, but Luneberg is some local supply. No reason not to take it. And they'll keep trying to retake it over and over. Nicely. if the Imperialists do any more air supply in Western Germany. The Rhineland anti-air guns in building will actually shoot down some other transfer planes. In fact, this is a bug that Paradox has never fixed, because they never fix anything, but friendly anti-air guns will shoot down your air transports as well, which makes no sense. No sense at all. Unless they're like flying dark for some reason, not letting the ground emplacements know they're friendly. I can't entrench. Weather has been colder than the last time I ran through this. It's always randomized. I guess that happens. I think when March 8th rolls around, I need to send some more of the aircraft to Northwest Germany. It's worth noting there is a partial. What shot these guys? Oh. The bomber's gonna shot down. That stinks. With aircraft, they get partial bonuses. If they're like halfway from trained to regular, they fight better than at regular. I mean, than at just trained. They're not all to regular. That is nice, and they keep trying to. It's not even part of the front line, I think. Probably did something weird. So there is no such thing as wasted training for aircraft, even if you can't get them all the way up to experience level. Like ground forces, who obviously went to a different dev, and a division falls from regular to trained, and they instantly lose 25% effectiveness, or a 25% modifier anyways. That shouldn't happen, but it does. Let's see. Give these guys an ace now. I didn't want an ace potentially dying in training accidents. Since anytime an air wing loses a fighter, it can lose an ace. I think I've rarely seen training accidents cause aces to die. You get a message like they died in combat, but they actually died in a training accident. Not risking that. There we go, Prussia. Twins. But yeah, I need more fighter aircraft here. I don't have control of the skies, and I'm losing bombers on occasion. I don't have enough fighters, especially given that some need to train. And even the experienced wings occasionally need retraining as they lose too many men. Like these guys, they're actually less experienced than the one I was just training. There's a spirit that reduces experienced pilot losses. Whereas veteran air instructors, it's pretty useful, but when air power projection, which affects planes fighting a different air zone, I looked up, it didn't do what I thought. It does give a 10% bonus to stats, but there is no debuff to fighting in a different air zone in the airbase they could find for sure. Which I thought it was additive with and counteracted. Maybe it does exist, and I found something rare that's hard to find again. info on. But so when their airbase is here and they're fighting here, all their stats increase 10%. Which, given that experience levels aren't all or nothing, is actually better than the veterinary instructors if you micro enough to keep the pilots up at high training levels. Well, this is going to make it hard to reconnect the lines. And for some reason it redrew everything. Oop. Yeah. I think they were not gaining. Should be gaining planning. There we go. Should actually be able to get planning here when they're not in combat. Can't believe that this is actually going worse than the first time it is. You'd think it, having seen it before, would make it easier, but nope. That one actually went pretty well with my reactantis. I think even faster when I knew it was coming. And motorized are coming from here instead of here. Then put them here because it's react a little faster, and knowing I'd probably not notice this quick the second time I see it because it wouldn't be new. Ironically. I don't mind them wearing down attacking here. That's fine, but I am concerned taking this port. Yeah, I'll just speed that up. I'm probably not gonna do much bombardment with a lone cruiser. It's probably not wise. Yeah, I should have lost. Their engine is in the war now, so I should have lost resource rights or will. The game will say that happened in a second. It does recalculate it, which it didn't in the past. Like all this. Well, I'm getting resources. Yeah, no, Hinterpommern hasn't been in the war yet. It's doing well from Parnu. It hasn't recalculated yet. I guess I can wait a little. At some point it will decide I'm not getting the chromium anymore. See this date slip back from February 3rd. That happens. I'll swap that maybe tomorrow. Avoid overflow in the Wurtzberg factory. Saxony has entered the war despite their neutral foreign policy, which I think will be removed shortly after, now that they're in a war. It takes a little bit. Should happen. March of the Defenders. Displaying. Indeed, I am defending. aircraft are also having a field day with some of these fights. How many bombers here? Knowingly. Now, if I don't want to block the Soviets, ooh, I can do a non-aggression pact. Ask for military access. Eventually, I might be able to faction up with the People's Republic of Spain, which the Soviets will not ally with because they're considered Stalinist. The right opposition hates Stalinists. I don't know much about this guy who's in charge of Spain right now. I know the more anti-Stalinist POUM communist faction lost the Civil War, so they might be Stalinists. That might be accurate. Okay, well, it's doing something weird with the front lines. Inevitably, it does such things. Whenever a nation enters a war, it gets weird. What are you? Alright, they're gonna have to just be added to that front because it's being weird. It's using mechanisms similar to when you encircle something, where it redraws the front in a weird way. Yeah, these guys got their extra men to man the anti-air guns. Now they're back to green. They're training. Probably soon pull these guys back to Magdeburg and send maybe some of these when they're trained to help attack where there's actually enemy aircraft. Here. That fight's gone a long time. Yeah? Give me a pop-up. Tony Dietrich. Could have told me I didn't accidentally disable. Huh? He's a fighter ace. Okay. I think he is. Tony fighter of Liebau Dietrich. Oh no, he's a bomber ace. Well, that's a bit of luck. I already have 3 bomber aces assigned. The aircraft for more. Looks like oh, I do have a connection to the Czech border here. Doesn't seem to recognize that this passes through Imperialist territory. For a reason. Really shouldn't be able to get rubber. My capital's surrounded, but this territory isn't. Silly that everything has to reach your capital anyway. So I guess I should. If I had factories here, they could get rubber through the Czech border. Or France. Yeah, one thing I did is I promoted Julius Wiedermann here. He's a harsh leader, brilliant strategist. He's probably one of the most likely leaders I'll eventually start training up. He's got the most potential. I haven't rotated any rookies in yet, but I need to soon. I've got all this time without being attacked. Have these guys try and reach trained if possible. I doubt the tanks will attack Magdeburg when they're at number 3-1. You lose some equipment with attrition, but increasing experience of your troops usually makes up for it, even if they're a little under-equipped. You do not want under-trained divisions in combat, especially attacking. And the encircled divisions in Wurtzberg are under attack. Well, it looks like one of the motorized went ahead of the others. They're all out of fuel, though. Bloody A. Guess I can wait. Gain a little planning, and then they'll advance. Best man for planning is him. Along with these tanks. Should probably train these guys up. Well, no, they might. Yeah, I should train them up. These militia. I might have other divisions that are higher priority. Looks like it's time to attack here. Take this dam, I guess. Or actually, I should attack towards Cassel first. I've gotten all the planning and training they're going to get. Launch the attack. There we go. Silesia, Pomerania, German Finland, they've all joined. For what it's worth, when these puppets are at war, if they're below 50% stability, they can get events draft dodging, which gives them a chance to potentially increase their stability and more support, if they're lucky. Also being at war lets them go up to like extensive conscription, which non-aligned normally can't do, except at war, or even service by requirement, get it earlier. And get war economy, instead of switching into partial mobilization, and then have new war later. So there's benefits in your long-term development being at war. There's even this focus, which requires being in a defensive war. War world tensions is higher. Taking this dam, marching to Cassel. It's a victory point. It's local supply. These guys should gain a little planning and join in the fight later. Or I should be prepared for them too. Ooh, victory. I can't really defend that province yet. Let's pull in some of these guys. Yeah. If they get attacked, their anti-air guns will be helpful. I'll redeploy some infantry to Magdeburg just to make sure it's not attacked. As part of feeding more divisions west here. Even areas that don't have victory points provide a tiny bit of local supply, because supply per state is modified by a percentage of the state you control in land, and the victory points provide just a fixed amount of local supply as well. So the land gives supply, as well as it being somewhere where you can trade off later, falling back, getting driven off it, for forcing enemy to fight an offensive battle, which usually will suffer more casualties than you will, and then you're still out the land you would have been defending on before. Provided you withdraw soon enough that withdrawal doesn't turn into a rout, bring in reserves and such. It's past time I attack Quistron here. Oh shoot, I forgot about that factory. Oh wow. Mistakes happen. Or no. Quistron is a crossover. Should attack here. With 4 motorized. Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah, rubber. As much as I like helping Soviet development, I'm going to be doing a lot more rubber demanding stuff soon. Got production of some casts. These are harder to shoot down. On cast missions, they have 16.8 air defense compared to 23.4. It's already a little more cost effective. I could upgrade these with better defense turrets and they have more air defense per IC, but the key thing is they're faster, so fighters won't get relative speed attack bonuses on them like they will on the bombers. Their agility will still be so low. The enemy will get max agility reduction of damage from any attack the casts or bombers have. So it affects the defense turrets really, but there is no agility advantage in attack. There's only agility helps in defense only. Never mind that. I think I'm just gonna push here. Give me 2 angles in Cassell. They pull a bunch of units to it. Want me to get flanking, which means trickster experience, and besides, bloody A. And they immediately suffered a counterattack when trying to do shock. There we go. Well-planned attack. There's no counter that. Gotta attack in more places. Did it just start raining here? Bloody hey. Bloody hey. Looks like they're pulling divisions out of Luneberg. So I'll just attack there in a sec. This division really should be under my cav leader. Attack with alright, one here. Start pulling them. So I need to fill them behind and push some additional divisions. Fun. happens? Let me guess. Yep. This and this all messed up. And sorry, I thought I'd keep this a shorter video, but it's already gone on for a ways. This might encourage the infantry to attack, but that'll lose them in entrenchment. It's fine. I'm gonna make it to units. I'm gonna need all these divisions. So I'm gonna probably be cutting this short soon. They should really stay put. Someone's gotta defend. Plan or whatever. Actually, I got the militia and these 4 divisions they're attacking are all yes, Münster. I'll go there. But it's past time I deal with that. Take it. The supply. I think it's even a supply hub. I can't use it yet, but I can deny it to enemies. And these guys are trying to break out their little encirclement. Well, quite enough of that. Two, they're better equipped here. Do that because they may actually go back there and take that next. I'll go into this guy. And I guess they should return to Nuremberg. In case there's something trying to push on it. And be prepared to take some of this rail line towards Regensburg. Which was renamed Regensburg when Bavaria became semi-independent. Rather, Eberhard lead the defense here. Because he's an unyielding defender. So he can counterattack if attacked. Here, wait. These guys are just gonna have to suck it up and march and Cassell, on the other hand. Or try to. Darn it. Guess I'll wait. They do have reinforcements arriving, but slow. There's a lot of divisions moving through there. Cool. Yeah, they can get some planning now. They're in Ostmark. Cool. In which case, I'll put them on my best planner. Yeah, oh no, if they're attacked. Yeah, I should march in force. Send these infantry to take these hills now that they won't get frostbite doing it. I've already got these two divisions defending Karlsruhe, which is a fort, top being a hill and deep snow that have no trouble holding, even though they're motorized without any actual fuel. Alright. I've had enough of this. Let's see if he can speed up. This training is going slow. That's for sure. Alright, we'll attack where they are weak. That's going to be here. The enemy concentrates all their forces where it's a pain for you, attack somewhere else. Don't just push through. Alright, they're not going to get in, they're just wasting their fuel. I was hoping they get reinforced in time, but... get that division also trained. I don't have time to wait for divisions to reach regular, but trained at least, maybe. Slowly winning the air war. Actually fallen back. They're bombing my factories now? Urgh. Alright, let's deal with that then. Actually, air superiority. I'll hunt down whatever I can. Looks like it was right to put anti-air guns in the Rhineland. That decreases the effectiveness of bombing factories. Oh, actually, I'm not seeing damaged anything but infrastructure here. And a rail line in the Rhineland. It's probably just very non-specific bombing that's catching. Alright, this will have to do. I need Luneberg. Luneberg, and I need the port next to it. The Luneberg will allow me to deploy in Kiel. And right into an ambush. I'm not impatient to win here, but not so impatient that I'm gonna have these guys march into an ambush. Wait. Maybe the rain will be over later and I'll get more bombing support. Nice the Soviets would at least send me some volunteers. I get that they're not in the war here. But anyways, that's enough for now. This video is almost 90 minutes. It's too much for most people to follow. So, this is Northstar, signing off. Until next time, I wish you all the best. Take care of each other. Help those you find in need, you know. Be kind to yourselves. And may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. Adieu.